Hello, welcome once again. My name is Daniel. I'm here with Driving Solutions, and today we're going to go over our Hot Tracks tournament app, and we're going to be going over some of our progress, correcting some of our flows, making some new features. So stay tuned. So throughout the next hour, we're going to be just doing some live coding, low code on ServiceNow platform. So if we take a look here, I'm actually gonna go ahead and zoom in here so you guys can take a better picture of what we're working on. All right. Actually, there is a zoom feature, so we don't need the browser zoom so big, but we can zoom in here. Okay. So if we go into our stages here, actually this will use the browser zoom. All right. So what we want to do is we have flow that will start our tournament, and this establishes our first matches according to how many cars you are racing. And one thing I wanted to update was we want to label our matches. I don't know if you can see this here, but if you see like a bracket, it has a round. It has one round, first round, second round. So we want to label our match's title with that information. In our past video, we try to use concatenate to make the title, but it was making it kind of difficult not get sysids. We wanted the name, so I thought about a different approach for this, and this might just make it a little bit easier to do it with the low code. So if we see here, we have our trigger, which when we have our state that's in progress, and that will kick off this flow. So if we scroll down to where we create our records, so if we go here to do the following, all right, I'm zoomed in a little bit too big. Back. Okay, so we have here create update match. All right, so we're updating our racer. And what we want to do is we want to take this information. So since the racers are scripted, I'm thinking we can do this after it's updated, because that way we will have access to the actual record. Because if I try to get it at this point, since we are setting our racers through this logic here, so we don't have the actual display values here neither, right? So I'm thinking not doing it on this actual record here, but we can perhaps then we'll have to look it up, because this creates the record. Maybe we can just update it here again. Let's see. So this could be a separate flow too that will behave like a business rule. But let's see if we can just do it after the fact. So we should be able to reference this record that gets created right after. So when we zoom in, I can't see our data pills here on the side. So even though I got a big screen, I still can't see this side. So that's why we'll have to go with the regular size here. Now they did fix that here. If we go into our diagram view, we can zoom in and we can still see everything from here. So I'll just do it from our diagram viewer. So it's a little bit larger size for you guys to see. So what we did is I just added a new action to update the record. So when we now we see our properties on this side of the screen. So let me move my window here. All right, so I should be now at the bottom. Okay, so we are going to reference number 3, right? So actually no, we're gonna do create update, and the table is gonna be our match table. Type in match, and we're gonna update the title. Okay, so I have a field is called title. It's a string. Now we are going to create like a string, right? So this title is gonna show us let's say okay, so it should be round, the number round, and then it should be match, the number of the match, and then it should be space, and then the 2 cars, right? Now the car name could be really long, so let's start with the matches. We should be able to. Okay, so we are setting variables here, right? But we update the information here, so everything should be in the actual it should be in the actual, yeah. It should be in the actual record. Okay, so I'm gonna reference to that record and let's see what we get. So number 3, we have it here. Great. So we go to our match record. So we gotta keep going down. So we go into it, and then we want to see we have on what is called round. Okay, so that's gonna be a number, integer. So actually, before that, we're gonna put like round. So we'll put like a R here. Let's see, R, and there'll be that integer here. Okay, and then we're gonna put match. So we'll put an M, and then we'll put the match. The match, actually, there's no field for match here, right? Because the match is here, but there is a flow variable that we have match count. Okay, so this match count, let me see what it is, because we are counting. Okay, we're not counting. Okay, we're counting over here actually in the set flow variables. So here we are already adding the 1 to it. Okay. And then that's what we are going to use here, right? So these counts. Okay, so actually what I can do is I can just move this up, or I can move this one down, right? So that way we have reference to the actual without changing it in the variable, right? So I'm just gonna move the record down. Okay, the create record. Let's see, how can we move? Okay, so from this view, okay, I can't just move it, right? So from here, I guess you can't move, can you? I don't see a way to move these, right? So if we go to this view now, see, I'm just gonna move this one down. We're gonna put it right below set variables, right? Okay, minute. Hmm. Can I not move it? All right, so you know what? Let's just do this. Let's go ahead and delete this whole thing. Start over. Not sure why it's not letting me do it, but we're just gonna add it right below. And just once again, match. And we have the title. Okay. So this is just to set a title. So that's why, you know, we can update the title anywhere in this to do. So we're just gonna do it after resetting these variables. Okay. And once again, we reference number 3. Okay, now you can't see it from here. Let me go move myself up here. Okay, so this is just a string, so we're gonna do round, and then this should be the round number. Do match, match, and then we're gonna get that from our match count. Okay, match count. So this match count is just getting set right above it. Okay, so it should have the right match. Okay, so then we're gonna do a space, and now since our record is created, right, we should be able to see who's racer 1 and who's racer 2, and then we can dot walk into their model. Okay, so we have a model. We also have a title. Okay, so a title is like the year, the make, the model, and it has more stuff. So, so actually, I don't want too much detail, right? So I would like to have just the model. Okay, so like the year really doesn't matter. So we'll just put the model. We'll put a space, and then we got model, then VS. We'll put a space, right? So we put yes versus, and then this racer 2 model, right? We got racer 2 model. The model, we don't have make and model because a lot of cars are just like they don't have a make. Hot Wheels. All right, so let's see if we can get a good title from here. Okay. And then we want to know which round they are. What's the match number? Okay. All right, so that looks good. I'll go ahead and test this really quick. So this is I think there's 6 cars on this one, or 8. Let's see. It's gonna create all these new records for us. So we're gonna clear all the test records that we're creating. Okay, this one had 8, so we got 4 matches. So if we see our record here, we're just gonna open it up, and we have no title. What happened? Oh, so we do have cars, okay, and we got a round, no title. Okay, let's see what happened with the title. Oh, you know what? Did it not save? What the heck? This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes, oh, it's here. So create update. Oh, so actually, it's not create or update. It's just update. Yeah, we don't want to create. We want to just update. Oh, because that created some other record somewhere. That's bad. Actually, if we go into our flow here. Oh yeah, see it here. It created, oh, it created 51, see? Okay, so it did create another one, but we want to reference the one we just created, so that's bad. See, so round one, match one, Toyota Supra versus Honda Civic. Great, that's what we want. Okay, but on the same record. Okay, so let's go and just fix that real quick. So we got to redo the whole thing. Yeah, so see, we had to reference that same one. That's what happened. No wonder. I was like, oh, okay, great. So now for the third time we're doing this, so it's good practice for you guys, right? We got title, we got round. We're going into our round number here. We got match. Got match, and then we using our count, match count. Okay, and we put a space, and then we go into that same record we just created, and we dot walk into racer 1, and then we're doing the model. Okay, space. We put another space up. I gotta load each time. VS, and then we go into that same record, racer 2, model. Boom. All right, so it's gonna update that same record this time. Great. Okay. And I'm just gonna go ahead and activate this one. And we'll go ahead and test this out. But it creates a dynamic title. Okay, so it should create this for all the records in the first round. Now to handle the winners for the second round, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that. So, but just gonna do a quick test. Make sure we get all of our variables to do it. I mean, all of our records to update the correct variables. Right, so we can see our first one. So if we go here to update it, right, so we got one here. All right, so this is our record, and we got a title. We got our cars here. All right, that looks good. And then if we go to the last one here, okay, so we are getting different titles. Great, and then the match. See, the match is counting up. We got round 1, so we got all the number matches. Okay, so we keep track of the match and we chart the cars, so that looks much better. So the good thing of that is we're going to be able to use that in the future. Okay, all right, so that's our flow, so that has been corrected. All right, so that's a good start to this video. The next thing I wanted to do was to show you the other flow that I created off camera. So in our last video, we needed to figure out, or we figured out that we needed to create another table, and this is to keep track of our races. Okay, so each match will have races. Okay, so So we're going to take a look at a few things here. So if we go to our match table, right, we want to be able to see the child records for each one, right? So see how we have now titles on these. So that's good. And what happened here? Okay. So these were earlier. Okay, so these are the most recent one, and they have the information here. Okay, great. So the next thing that we're gonna have is, okay, if you go to preview, so when we pull up our record here, we should see the matches. Okay, so we're gonna fix that right now. So let's go to forms, and we're gonna add our, let me see, we can do it from here, I think. Okay, so if we go to configure related list, okay, so we're gonna add round match. Okay, boom. Okay, so now we got our related list. So we're not creating the races yet. Okay, so I guess we will have to, so once we have the matches, we either create all the, should it create the next race every time, right? Or should we create, like, let's say they need to race 3 times, or they need to win twice to move on, but they will race the maximum of 3 times, right? Because one person can win, and then the other person can win, and then they gotta race a third time, and then whoever wins that moves on, right? So do we create, okay, we know they need to win at least 2. We create 2 matches, or do we create 1 match and then the system will create another match, I mean another race? Or do we create like all 3 matches and we'll use like a stage to determine if it's needed or not, right? And then that has to do with the counts. And we probably want to create a separate flow or a subflow that will, so we don't have to create this multiple times, right? Because you have your initial setup, but then after each round, right, you're creating more. So that's a good question, right? So I'll say let's go, and we might have to create another. All right, so we already have here that will update once somebody wins or information is placed into the records to determine or to add the winner count. And we're doing it from each race, and then once the races are updated, then it goes to the matches. So we can just take a quick look here. So on this one, this flow will trigger every time there's times. Okay, so in the match, let's see, let me refresh this one. So if we have a match, right, then they will have a race. So I'm gonna manually create this one. So our racers, okay, so we should populate from the match, it should populate the races, right? So we know that racer 1 is going to be the Toyota and racer 2 is the Honda, right? And then according to the times, So in our last video, we figure out how to set up the decimal points, but the other information needs to also be there. Okay. So here we need to have racer1. Okay, so see, we don't have a name here. Okay, let's fix this so we can see the names. Okay, so we have the Toyota Supra, and then we had Honda. Now, you do want more detail because you can have several of the same models, right? So that's why we want the flow to kind of like pick the right ones, right? And then so this table here, so we determined we needed to keep it closely matched to our match table with racer 1, racer 2, and then we have here we can determine which lane are they going to be in. So our flow also will, tell us, okay, the first race they're going to be in this lane, and maybe for the second race, they're going to swap lanes. So we need to make sure that we keep their information correct, right? And then if we have this, okay, and then we have a race number. So our first race, second race, third race. So this is an example here, but if we save this, so the lowest time should become the winner, right? Okay. Now, it goes up to the parent record, and it didn't do anything. So the flow supposed to take the time and add 1 here. So let's see why this didn't work. So if we go to our race, active, okay, we're gonna go ahead and edit this flow here, and the trigger for this is that we have times that are updated. Okay, so see, we didn't even create the record, so these were not updated, they were created. So see, now we got the opposite thing. Now this one needs to be updated or created. Now if we do it manually, I guess that makes sense. So can I change this? Oh no, I changed the whole thing. So so we need to create the record and then updated it. Let me see. I'm gonna just test this really quick. Make sure that we do a test. So we're gonna update this one, and I'm just gonna change this one here. So if we do that, now it's being updated, right? And if I refresh, do we have a winner? No winner. Do we have counts? No? What happened? Okay, so that didn't trigger it neither. Interesting. So what's wrong with our flow? So let's see if we can fix this one. So since we are gonna go ahead and fix it, all right, let me just go through it once. Okay, so it says run trigger once. Okay. And it says lookup match. And sysID is So I'm just gonna test it here, see if we get anything. So from our tests, does seem to work. Huh. So it created another record though, which makes no sense. Okay. Yeah, so there's definitely some issues with this flow. Doesn't work for us. How did it go to this record, huh? Yeah, so this definitely is not gonna work. All right, so I'm not sure. This says create or update record. So yeah, we don't want that because we want to update the same record. I think I'm a mistake with that too. All right, so let's go ahead and let's figure out how we want to do this for a moment. I'm going to go back to our drawing board here really quick. So the idea for this record is that it updates the winner, right? But how are we getting these races created in the first place, right? So let's start with that, because actually this flow was changed from a different flow. So we'll go ahead and revisit that in a moment. But I think the more important question is, once we have our matches, we need to determine how are we creating these races, right? So we know which race we're gonna run next. So what I will suggest is probably create a new flow, or it could be a subflow. We're gonna see if we can refactor this into a subflow. But I'm just gonna create a flow first, so it has its own trigger, right? So the trigger should be when we create a match, okay? And let's start from there. So let's see, create um, create match races. Okay, so this should create our races from our matches. Okay, so if we go, and our trigger should be that a match has two racers and they are with status match. Okay, because I'm thinking that in the future, when somebody wins a match, um, they will create a record which will have one um, racer in there, and it's awaiting the next winner from whichever branch they're coming from. Okay? So this is gonna be a create, no, updated. Okay, because these are from matches that have been created already, and they have been updated because we created a title, right? So maybe that title is the update. So we're gonna do updated match. So this run trigger once, Because if we're changing stuff like, then we gotta handle like how you gonna like cancel a match or something like that. But we won't worry about that for now. But maybe in the future, you do want to worry about if you are creating type of records that might need to be modified and kind of like rematched again. So in those cases, you need to handle that record that you were kind of like replacing, and you don't want to like delete any information that's in there already if it's like times and stuff like that. So you want to cache those things early on, right? But for this case, I'm thinking we need to have this cannot be empty, and that one is not empty neither. And stage needs to be matched. Okay. And title is not empty neither, right? Okay, let's pretty specific there, right? So I am thinking we create a so there is a count because I'm saying we're gonna create all the records that we need to create, and then it's gonna go down that list, right? And any record that's not needed, it just remains like that because it will just kind of like we can go by the state, you know. Do they need to run each match? So I mean, this is kind of like how I'm thinking. Okay, so we got um wins to advance, right? Yeah, we can't do that. All right. So what I was thinking earlier was I guess we need to set up a variable, right? We got our flow variable. We'll just call this one match count. Once again, match count. And this is going to be integer. All right. And then we are going to set, oops, so here's set flow variable. We pick it here, match count. Starts at 0. And then we got match count is wins to advance. So wins to advance. Okay, so this is gonna create the minimum amount of matches that will happen. So if it's one match. If it's two matches. Then our flow needs to handle to create additional matches, right? Yeah, I think that will be the smartest thing to do, right? Because we will at least have the minimum amount of matches they need to raise, and anything beyond that, our flow needs to dynamically like create the third match, okay? If needed, right? Those are the if needed ones. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do create. Actually, they have create record, right? They got create or update. So it should be create record. All right, so this is what we are going to pull from our record. So we have racer 1, we got racer 2, then we have the round, and then we have what else? Okay, we got our stage, and then we have what else? We got our title. Then we have, okay, tournament is important. And then we have, let's see, wins to advance. Okay. So yeah, see, we gotta fill all these records. Master time, match winner, number. Okay. And then this is gonna be, actually, no, wait a minute. We're creating a race, not a match. Gotta go race. But same thing, we got racer 1, racer 2. Do we set up the lane here? That's a good question. Because if we do the next one, see, the next one needs to kind of like switch these two. I'm not sure if we're doing that here. Probably not. So, but we do have the round. Okay, so that's gonna count. Okay, that's the parent. Okay, and then we have a title. Okay, and we got. That's it. Okay. So these are just 1-to-1 here, right? So our round match. I think there was something here. Race number. Race number. So our match record. Then we have a title. We'll think about that in a minute. And then we had, so that's this count actually. This should be +1, I guess. We'll need to. We'll make the set. we'll add it here first. So we're just doing an add +1 here. So we can use this as an actual number now. Our race number is going to be the match count. And the title, so the title can be the same. We got round, match. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I think this should work. Let me see, let me do one that has more detail here. So these are just one, right? So maybe we gotta create something that has more than one. Only got one. Oh, oh no, 1,000. Okay, let's see what happened here. I mean, it turned into one. What happened here? Oh, is so when it's one, the heck? It was already one here. Hmm. So 0. And it was already one. What? Wait a minute. There. So it never left the loop, huh? Hmm. Okay, maybe is or equal. I think it is, yeah. Um, hmm. Until one is one. Is here. What happened here? I don't know. Greater than or is. Oh, maybe that didn't have a number. Yeah, we need to use records that have good wins to advance. Okay. Okay, this one ran once. Okay, so this number was. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna change this one to what happens. 31. 10, 50. Alright, so let's see. This should be 3. Let's see. We got 3. Great. Let's see. I'm gonna open this record here. Alright, that's the tests I did at the beginning, but we got 3 more races here. I guess we'll need to set which lane each one is. They can be on the same lane. And then we type in the time and we lock in those times, right? So now we need to kind of like figure out what we're gonna do. This guarantees us the 2 races. Okay, maybe we can have a logic here, right? If needed, right? So do we look up this record again? I'm thinking we need to look up the record, right? So we need to kind of like evaluate that record. Let's do look up. Look up record. It's gonna be the same match, right? Record is not. Okay, let's match. Okay, so we look up this record. And so we're gonna kind of like All right, how do we do this? um, okay, maybe like this. Okay, so if wins one is less than this will only be true one time, right? But um, I don't know. There's probably a better way to do this, but I don't even know if we need to look it up. But hold on, because we do need to have if. Okay, let's see if we have a winner, right? Let's do the winner first. If winner is very simplistic, but like we're assuming nobody else is messing around with these numbers. Nobody's updating this manually. So if we have a winner, right, we just end, right, and flow. Otherwise, else if um new So I'm not sure if this is evaluating the trigger or the current record. Always had that question. Um, but let's assume it's actually like always up to date. This is saying like if both wins are less than what's needed to win, then create a new match. Create race. Actually, create this one. And we will drag it down. I'm just gonna do this lookup thing just for the heck of it. And this is gonna match it. Oh, but wait a minute. So this is only, never mind. I don't think this is gonna work because we got this trigger only running once here. And then our flow is gonna create these matches. And then when it's done creating them, this makes no sense because it just creates these three and then it's always going to create the third one because nothing's actually happening here. I guess we can create like a wait for condition, right? Wait for condition, right? So, but it's gonna keep this flow like sleeping until it's time for it to go, right? The heck happened with the wait for condition? No, I don't like this approach. I mean, Okay, so this was kind of dumb here. So actually, what we're gonna do is we're not gonna do it here. Yeah, because this is just gonna create the records, and this is never gonna. It's happening too quick, right? Because this is just to create the matches, right? So let's leave this to create our initial matches. So if we create our initial matches, then once the race is updated, then it can determine if it needs to create additional matches, right? Maybe we can use our update race winner. So we're gonna go back to this one now, and if it's updating our winner, then at that place we can create any additional um, matches as needed, right? So maybe we gotta change our trigger. Oh my gosh, it created 1,000 records. Okay, that was that. Oh my. So that one loop, it created thousands of records, blank records. Okay, so we'll fix that later, but So actually, I'm gonna go to our match, update match winner, and this is where it could create the actual races from here, because that first flow should update match. So this has to be, I think the trigger on this one needs to be updated. Okay, so this one's for every update, all right? Either racer one wins or racer two wins, and the stage is match. Okay. And then if racer one wins, match winner. Okay, so this is if racer one wins, does that. If racer two wins, does that. Else, okay, let's do if else. How do we know? Because if it's the first match, first race, and none of them are the winners, right? Because it's just the first race. Mm-hmm. There's no way to count the amount of races that they have done already, right? Can't do it from here. Yeah, I can see that they're both false, right? No wins here. So from the match table itself, like how do we know in what race they are currently? So I guess we can just add a count here. Let's see. Because we can update that from the previous from the race aspect, and then at least we can use that to help our logic, right? So let's say current race count. They're gonna be like, what is that current race count? Because then we can go here and we can just update that here, right? So we'll go ahead and do the match. And then we'll do whoever's the winner, right? Okay. Got that field in here yet? Hmm. So I just added this update race winner. Lots of numbers here, huh? But basically, what's gonna happen is at least the match is aware of what race is running. So our flow is gonna update that too, from the winner. So if we go, whoever's the winner, right? It's gonna update that match count. Okay, CRC, and then this is gonna be our how does it? Okay, actually, we'll just pull it from because we're looking up the match, so it could just count it up. So we'll do. It's that plus one, right? Yeah. So whoever is the winner, it just so they win. That's match one. They win. That's match two. All right, so I think it should keep the match count according to the matches, right? So actually, we can even use that same number, right? Current match count is so if we have so we'll do, let's try to do what we were trying to do earlier. Now that we have an actual count, um so I don't have that thing in there yet. Okay. All right, so this is when you add a new variable, new field, it kind of takes a moment for it to show up. So in our next video, we need to create the next round matches. Okay, so stay tuned for that. It's probably gonna be another hour or so. It's interesting how that looks like that, huh? So let me see. So we got this CRC. So what does this number have to do with wins to advance, right? So actually, so that's like the current number of races and then wins. So let's see, 1 and 1, 2, 2 and 1. Okay, let's say this wins to, you need 2 wins to advance. The current wins to advance is 2. Each person has 2 races. They need to race one more time. So when it's 2, Man, what are these conditions? So let's say they need to win 3 races. They both have won 2. So there's 4 races in total. Win by 1. I guess so is it always gonna be like that? Let's see. I guess this condition is gonna be like when this number is 1 higher huh. No, not really, because let's say this game, one person won 2 races, the other person won 0. It creates 3 races. And how does this work? So how does the computer know how to create the next race? Alright, so if both of these are less than n, and the counter races is greater than wins to advance. Let's see. 2, 3, Boom, he wins. Yeah, because the count is already going to be higher. Okay. I don't know if that's going to work, but kind of close to it. Because this only activates when it reaches that amount of races it created, right? But still they haven't won, right? So it's not going to create it when they still have races to race created already. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. Oh, and then this has to be update. Oh man, this is wrong too. These need to be update, not creator update. This needs to be update. What? Huh. So match one. Okay, so we're just gonna copy this one. And update it for racer 2. And then here, I guess we're creating another race. This one we create a record. This one's gonna be like yeah, I mean it's that's no, not lame. Oh, race number. That's a good one. I don't know. Oh, that's where we use the count, right? Nice. So, okay, so this should be race number, that number, right? And it's gonna Idle. Ugh. Okay, so we gotta do R M. And we'll do. That's it, right? Hmm. Else if. Hmm. That's pretty cool. Let's see if this works. Kind of like a switch statement. So, if this is a good one. Ah. Hmm. This is probably not a good one. Let's see. All right, we're just gonna manually do this one. Let's see. Oh, match winner. Okay. Created. Uh-oh. Hmm. Why did this run? Oh, maybe we gotta okay, let's do this. And yeah, 'cause it keeps evaluating everything else. So and yeah, so the flow, if it goes through one of those, it's just gonna end. That way we don't get this. I mean, that's no good. Let's test it with a different one. Okay. Actually, we gotta go and can just test it here. Let's see. The Dutch. Okay, we got wins to advance. Let's change this. Okay, we're gonna do save. 2, and 3. Okay, we got a winner completed. All right. All right. So you know what? Let's try picking. Let's do one correctly, because I mean the flow kind of looks like it's working. Good. Let's see. Let's take a look at that last flow. Let's see what happened. So the one we just created. Oh, you know what? That count thing didn't happen because that gets updated over there. But we did do the race wins, okay, and that completed, and it updated correctly. Okay. Now this one is the one that used the counts. So if we wanted to test that, let's try to do it from the actual. All right, so okay, I'm just gonna start from here. Okay, let's say we are. Okay, I'm gonna erase all of these. Okay, so say we are ready. Gonna go in progress, save it. Okay, so that should make our flow run, create our matches. No? Let's see, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what happened? What happened with our flow here? Oh my god. So our start tournament. Oh, we have this run once. Okay. Yeah, I think it's that run once. Okay, so we'll do. So the flow should not run more than once, but All right, so let's see. So we're gonna, review that trigger in the future, but just so we can do our tests, it's gonna run more than once now. So whenever we are in the right state here and our competitors are not empty. Okay, so we're ready and we're gonna go ahead and in progress. Okay. All right, so we got our matches and we got our races here. Now we got our matches. Round 1 wins to advance. We have 2 races. All right. We go to our first race. Okay. We can pick, all right, this is in round lane 1, lane 2. Put our time. And we're gonna update that. Okay. And nothing happened. All right, where's is the update race winner? I think this one we still needed to correct the flow to update instead of update or create. Let's see. But it did create all of our matches, which was good. Create or update. See, that's our mistake here. So if we go back here, yeah, we don't want this create or update. We just want to update. Update. Update record. Okay, which record? Okay, it says create or update match record. So we're gonna update match record. So actually, we're gonna update race record first. Let's put it in order. So it makes sense to us. So and then that's gonna be the current record here, right? And we're gonna what are we updating? Okay, so if that person is a winner, right? We do winner. Winner is the chicken dinner. Is racer 1, right? Is that what we have down here? Here, it's creating a new record. We don't want that. And then this one is updating the numbers here. Okay. Want to, so it's just updating the counts. We're gonna do update, because we're looking it up too, so update. We'll update. Then we are using our match. We are updating count and we're updating the win for racer 1. And for that one, we are picking this count here. math plus 1. And pretty much the same for this one. Gonna do tracer 1 plus 1. And if we really wanted to go up there, we can go. Okay, not here. We will go. Okay, what else we need here? Need anything else? If we wanted to do this, actually, let's see. We wanted to add to the racer. All right, we can do. Can we? Actually, it needs to be another lookup here. This one's going to be another update. Record. Now, this one is another. We can do driver. Match wins is a string. Oh no. Races. Not the races. No, it has to be the match wins or the race wins. Actually, race wins. Okay, we want yeah. What happened? See that? Okay, let's not worry about the racers. Let's do the wheels. Do wins. Is Hmm. Okay. Let's see. That should add a win, right? That's good. So we're just gonna duplicate. And we will do racer 2. And we will update. Delete that. Okay. So we're just go ahead and taking care of all these updates. The match, we're gonna go ahead and this one's gonna be 2. And this is just okay, from the match, right? Match R2 wins count up +1. And we duplicate this one and we add a win to our racer 2. This item change reference other field. Okay, so this is what is it? Update record. Okay, so this is a different racer 2. I got this one from where? From 3. Oh, actually, yeah, because they gotta be from this one, from 7. I guess it's going through this whole thing already, so then we'll do racer 2 wins. Now, if a thing doesn't run, then you know that that's a big issue. But hopefully everything runs perfectly. Right. This is kind of like happening as we go. It's updating. Hopefully the flow's all gonna work perfectly. Okay, right. So there we have it. I think this one's also like run once. Hmm. Okay, let's leave it run once because it has to do with like adding wins to it. All right, so this one's no good. But let's try. Oh man, what happened here? Okay, so we're gonna try fresh from this record here. Right, so let's see, that's lane 1, lane 2. Race number 1. Let's say this one is that one, and this one is slower. Save. All right, so we got our winner. If we go back. Uh, 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 uh. Hmm. Hmm. So it did something. I'll have to debug this a little bit further, but I think we're gonna leave it as that for now. There seems to be still some issue. So winner 1, right? They got our winner. We got match. Oh, but why is this match, huh? Huh. Oh, and there's nothing here. I can't add 1 to nothing. Oh. I guess the counts don't work. But was that the right record? yeah. So I guess it's having issues with these no values, no. I think that's where we need to kind of like figure out how to handle this. If no, then put one, right? So we'll go ahead and resolve that in our next video. But thank you so much for joining me. If you like this content, let me know. If it's too long, if it's too boring, uh, you know, leave a comment, and hope to see you next time. All right, thank you so much for enjoying this time, and you take care.